We need to stop pretending that South Africa is still a country governed by the rule of law. We are a country governed by the rule of the man. That man is Cyril Ramaphosa. Look at the Phala Phala matter. We are now in January 2026, 14 months. That is how long the Constitutional Court has set on a judgment that determines whether the President of this Republic has violated the Constitution. With no end in sight, 14 months of silence from the highest court in the land on a matter of the highest national agency. Why? I guarantee you, it's not because the judges have not made up their minds. It's simply the president hasn't given them permission to release it. But the capture did not start with a delay, it started with a reward. Do we remember the SR17 campaign funding scandal, when the public protector found that the president had deliberately misled Parliament about the sources of his ANC campaign funding? When she found prima facie evidence of money laundering in those hundreds of millions of rands, who was the judge who stepped in to overrule that report in the High Court? Judge Dustin Lambo. And what happened next? In a country full of brilliant legal minds, who did Cyril Ramaphosa choose to elevate to Deputy Chief Justice straight from the High Court? The very same Dustin Lambo. It is a perfect clinical circle of patronage. You rule in my favor when my presidency is on the line, and I will hand you the keys to the judicial kingdom. It's not appointment, it's a quid pro quo when the man who is before the courts is the same man who promotes the judges. The scale of justice isn't balanced, it's weighted. It's weighted in favor of whoever holds executive office.
NgoNovemba ka-2024, i-ATM kanye ne-EFF baye Constitutional Court beyothi bacela i-Constitutional Court ibhekisisa isinqumo lesi esathathwa amalungu eParliament mzukwane evikela uPresident Ramaphosa ukuthi angaprosecutwa odabeni oluthinta iPhala Phala ngoba ipanel eyayikhona yathi there is prima facie evidence, so okusho ukuthi upresident there is a case okufuneka iphendule. Kodwa mase sekufika eParliament bavote ukuthi akungenzeki lokho, okusho i-EFF ithi no one is above the law, ibambisane ne-ATM, no one is above the law. Akwenzeki into efana kuwo wonke umuntu. So i-Constitutional Court ayibhekisise lesinqumo esathathwa iParliament. Uma yathatha isinqumo esi-right barule, uma bethatha isinqumo esingekho right bakhiphe i-ruling. NgoNovemba ngonyaka ophilile bese kuwunyaka isinqumo i-Constitutional Court ingakazi yaphuma naso. NgoJanuwari mayenza le video njengoba eshilo kwase kuyinyanga ka-14, manje sikuMarch inyanga ka-16 i-Constitutional Court ingakazi yakhipha i-ruling mayelana nodaba lwePhala Phala. Osukwini la izolo i-Economic Freedom Fighters okuyi-EFF ikhipha istatement esibhalele uChief Justice mayelana nalo lolu daba lwale judgment engaphumile. Sizofunda leso statement manje. Sibhekiswe ku-Chief Justice MML Maya by email register courier. Isihloko sithi unacceptable delay in judgment. Economic Freedom Fighters versus Speaker of the National Assembly and others, and compliance with constitutional and judicial obligation. Dear Chief Justice, 1. I write to you in my capacity as President of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, and Party Leader in Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. 2. I write to express grave concern regarding the continued delay in the delivery of a judgment in Economic Freedom Fighters versus Speaker of the National Assembly and others, commonly referred to as the Phala Phala matter. 3. The EFF first approached the Constitutional Court on 7 February 2024. On 3rd of June 2024, the court issued direction, including instructing the EFF to file written submissions, thereby confirming that it would hear the matter. The case was subsequently heard on the 24th of November 2024. As at the date of this correspondence, 24 March 2026, It has been 776 days since the EFF first approached the Constitutional Court, 659 days since the court confirmed it would hear the matter and issued directions, and 485 days since the matter was heard. 4. This delay must also be understood within a broader constitutional timeline. The matter arises from decision of the National Assembly taken on 13 December 2022. It has now been 1,197 days since that decision without final judicial determination by the Constitutional Court. This delay far exceeds not only ordinary judicial timelines, but also binding judicial norms governing the performance of judicial functions. More fundamentally, this matter has now become one of the most delayed judgments in the modern history of the Constitutional Court, particularly in a case dealing directly with the conduct of the head of state. In Economic Freedom Fighters versus Speaker of the National Assembly and Others, 2016 ZACC 11, the court per Mogoeng CJ described the president as the head of state and head of the national executive, the first citizen of this country, the image of South Africa, a constitutional being by design, the quintessential commander-in-chief of state affairs and the personification of this nation's constitutional project. 7. The court further emphasized that the president bears the constitutional obligation to uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic in terms of Section 83B of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996. 8. It is therefore deeply troubling that a matter implicating such a high office, described in such profound constitutional terms, is now subject to an unprecedented delay in judicial determination. 9. Clause 5.2.6 of the Norms and Standards for the Performance of Judicial Functions, issued in terms of Section 8 of the Superior Courts Act and adopted under the authority of the Chief Justice on 28 February 2014, provides, open quotes, save in exceptional circumstances, every effort shall be made to hand down judgment no later than 3 months after the last hearing, close quotes. 10. The present delay, now exceed 480 days post-hearing, is not merely beyond the prescribed 3 months period. It is more than 5 times the maximum standard contemplated by the Norms and Standards. No explanation has been provided that could reasonably sustain a claim of exceptional circumstance of this magnitude. 11. Similarly, the Code of Judicial Conduct, adopted in terms of Section 12 of the Judicial Service Commission Act 1994, Act Number 9 of 1994, requires that judges to perform their judicial duties diligently and efficiently, dispose of court business promptly, and deliver judgment without undue delay. 12. The Code further recognizes that a willful or grossly negligent failure to comply with this obligation may constitute misconduct. 13. In light of these binding instruments, the delay in this matter cannot be characterized as ordinary or administrative. It raises serious questions regarding compliance with the standards of judicial diligence and accountability required of members of the Constitutional Court. 14. This is exceptionally concerning because the delay does not exist in isolation. It has direct constitutional consequences. As the court itself held in the 2026 EFF versus Speaker judgment, Parliament bears a constitutional obligation to hold the executive accountable and the court stands as an ultimate guardian of that constitutional scheme. 15. A delay of this magnitude risks functionally undermining the very accountability that the court is constitutionally mandated to enforce. It sustains, in effect, a situation where Parliament's alleged failure to hold the president accountable remain unresolved, thereby weakening the doctrine of separation of powers. Section 165(2) of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa 1996 provide that, open quotes, the courts are independent and subject only to the Constitution and the law, which they must apply impartially without fear, favor, or prejudice, close quotes. 17. Judicial independence, however, is inseparable from judicial accountability. Independence cannot be invoked to justify prolonged inaction, particularly in matters of profound constitutional importance. 18. The extent and nature of this delay raises concerns that go beyond administrative inefficiency. It raises the question whether the failure to deliver judgment in this matter may amount to incapacity, gross incompetency, or gross misconduct on the part of those responsible. 19. This is not an abstract concern. The continued absence of a judgment prejudices the National Assembly in the execution of its constitutional oversight role. The litigation before the court and the millions of South Africans whose interests are represented in this matter. 20. It is also necessary to emphasize that the norms and standards for the performance of judicial functions 2014 signed by former Chief Justice Mogoeng were significantly designed to prevent precisely this kind of institutional failure. Their breach at this scale cannot be treated as inconsequential. 21. Chief Justice, we raise these concerns fully conscious of the importance of protecting the integrity and independence of the judiciary. However, it is precisely because of that importance that this matter must be confronted directly. 22. The continued delay in this matter risks creating a perception that the Constitutional Court is no longer immune from political pressures, whether justified or not. Such a perception is deeply damaging. It suggests that justice may not be applied evenly and that certain matters are treated with greater urgency than others. In simple terms, it begins to appear as though justice has eyes and favorites. 23. This is a perception that must be decisively rejected, not through statement but through conduct that affirms the court's commitment to impartiality, efficiency, and constitutional supremacy. 24. In light of the above, the EFF formally requests 24.1 a full explanation for the delay in the delivery of judgment in this matter. 24.2 clarification on whether the delay is consistent with clause 5.2.6 of the norms and standards of the for the performance of judicial functions and the code of judicial conduct. 24.3 a clear and definitive timeline for the delivery of judgment. 25. This matter goes to the heart of the constitutional governance, the rule of law, and public confidence in the judiciary. It cannot be allowed to drift into indefinite delay. 26. We remain committed to defending the Constitution, strengthening democratic institutions, and ensuring that no office, however high, is placed beyond accountability. Regard, Julius Silo Malema, Member of Parliament waseyasayina. Iyona letter levela ku-CIC Julius Malema ebheke ku-Chief Justice mayelana nodaba le-judgment yephalaphala. Seside kakhulu isikhathi, it's been 16 months. Ya, kodwa-ke siyazi sonke siyazi ukuthi i-judiciary iney'ndlebe, inamehlo, inama-favourites. Siyakwazi lokho. Futhi uma ungenamali, indawo yakho izoba kusejele ngoba unamali. Siyakwazi lokho. Asilindeke impendulo yabo. Ngale kwalokho mina nawe sidibane kwividiyo elandelayo.